Hey, this is Brandon Allen from the New Work Revolution, and one of the tenets and the process that we utilize is called total experience design. Total experience design is all about how do we create a business by design versus a business by default. And one of the best ways that we can be intentional around our business is around our money and our finances. So I want you to lean in a little bit here because I'm going to talk to you about a topic that a lot of times people avoid. Number one, it's money, but number two, it's accounting and finance. And I know that that's a topic that isn't necessarily the sexiest topic or the most exciting topic. And maybe you think, well, gosh, you know what? My business isn't all about the money, or I'm not in it for the profit. And hey, if that's you, that's fine. But here's the thing that I want you to consider, and here's why we're doing this training. Number one, look, your business has a mission, right? At the core of your business is a mission about why you exist and who you're trying to serve. Your money represents a scorecard of how you're doing in fulfilling your mission and creating value for others. So when I talk about growth, when I talk about understanding margins and things like that, what I really want you to focus on is how does that allow me to create impact for the type of people that I want to serve in a powerful way. And as we get started in this, look, the one thing I want you to understand is that before you can delegate this particular area powerfully, you have to be someone who knows it and understands it yourself. If I'm going to delegate marketing, if I'm going to delegate human resources, if I'm going to delegate accounting, I need to have an understanding and a fundamental foundation about how accounting and finance actually works. My background is in finance. I spent 10 years in banking and finance, and you know what I learned after 10 years of banking and finance? I actually don't like finance. But I also recognize as a business owner that finance is important, accounting is important, and the better I know my numbers, the more powerfully I can delegate that to people who can support me in my business. So one of the things that I want to encourage you to do is pick up a resource that allows you to understand some of the fundamentals about your finance and accounting. One resource that I really like is called Financial Intelligence for Entrepreneurs. It's a really simple, just breakdown around how your numbers work. What is a profit and loss? What is a balance sheet? What is a statement of cash flows? And what do those things tell you in your business? As you get a foundational understanding of your business, as you get a foundational understanding of your finances, then this is what you can do from here. Get a team to support you. I see too many business owners who do their own bookkeeping. And look, I'm not saying that bookkeeping is bad, and for a certain period of time you should do your books so that you understand your numbers. But once you understand your books and you've got your books under control, it's time to hire a bookkeeper. Get someone to support you in that. Unless you're an accountant, there's really no reason for you to do your books. The second piece to building a team that's powerful for your accounting and finance is to have a tax planner on your team. Now, most people have a tax preparer, right? You give them the information, they prepare a return, they file it, you pay taxes, probably too many, and then you go on your merry way. But when you have a tax planner, let me give you an idea of what this looks like. A tax planner is someone that you would set up a regular rhythm with to meet, probably quarterly, and talk about the trends that are existing in your business. How's my growth trend? How's my expense trend? And what do I need to do to get my arms wrapped around either one of those areas to make sure that I'm being intentional? Because at the end of the day, if you're like me, you would prefer to spend as little amount on taxes as you possibly can. That takes intention, and that takes a tax planner. I guarantee you right now, without getting into specific strategies, that there are strategies that exist that if you're just using a tax preparer, you don't know about and you're missing, that's causing you to pay way more in taxes every single year than you need to. A tax planner will help you get out in front of that, acknowledge that, and recognize that, so that you minimize your tax exposure and maximize the amount of money that you take from your business. So as you work with your team, what's important is for you to create space to actually look at and work on your finances and analyze what's going on. And there's a few tools that you should have at your disposal to do this, right? A current profit and loss, right? A year-to-date profit and loss, a current month's profit and loss. And if you can have a month-by-month breakdown on your profit and loss that shows January, February, March, that is very helpful and also very important. If you can have a detailed transaction list for the current month that you're analyzing, that will also let you see all the different transactions that have run out of your business in any given month. And that will allow you to see any inconsistencies or anomalies that exist. You want to look at your balance sheet. For most businesses, having a statement of cash flows is important because that's going to help you see what is the future cash flow situation of my business, and it allows you to see, are we doing the things in our business that we need to be doing? And I want to create time and space to review that every single month. In conjunction with that, I want to look at some leading indicators, which are my metrics. So in your business, you should have a set of metrics that are telling you how you're doing in your business, what's going well, what's not going well, and be able to match that up with your profit and loss. When you understand those things, now that allows you to look at your profit and loss a lot differently so that you can really create meaning from it. Because right now, a lot of times people look at their profit and loss and one of two things happens. They either get really happy about it or they get really sad. And so instead of getting happy or sad about that, how do I analyze each number to really break down what is this number telling me and how is it indicating how well I'm doing in all the different areas that are important to me in my business. So when you create time and space to really look at those metrics, here's some other activities that you can do within that to be powerful in your finance and accounting. Number one, a budget. Look, no one likes budgeting. No one likes to talk about budgeting, but having a budget allows you to do some simple things that will allow you to really assess the health of your business. Number one, I want to understand how much does it cost me to deliver my service or product. I had a business owner that asked me, hey, Brandon, how much should I charge for my service? And I said, hey, that's a great question. My first question to you is, how much does it cost you to deliver your service? Their response was, man, that's a really good question. I have no idea. And look, we can't answer how much you should charge for your product and service when you don't know how much it costs you to deliver that particular product and service. When I do a budget and I can break that down, I can understand what are my cost of goods sold. And so this is important as you kind of work through this process of identifying what are the costs associated with delivering my product or service, right? That could be personnel that delivers the service, manufacturing that goes into putting together your good, whatever that is. You want to have your variable expenses moved to the cost of goods sold area, and then your fixed expenses move below that so that you can really look at and maintain and measure your fixed expenses to make sure that you're staying consistent on a month in, month out basis. That is so important when it comes to looking at that. When you do a budget and you create that, you can start to get some certainty about how much money it's going to take for me to spend to get to the revenue number that I'm looking for in this given year. How much does it cost us to deliver our service? And then you can look at how are we doing with our margins on a day in, day out, month in, month out, year in, year out basis to make sure that it's not time to raise your prices because your cost of service or cost of goods sold has increased. All right, so within creating your time and space and working with this and working in the budget and understanding the budget and the margins, as you kind of work on this, there's a couple things that I want to be able to do with my budget. Number one is to understand how much money do I plan on having left over in my business, and I want to strategically allocate my profit. So there's a few things that you can do with your profit. Number one, you can reinvest profit back into the business. Number two, as an owner, you can take that profit as dividends at a certain level. And number three, you can use some of that money to build a war chest. And a war chest is an opportunity for you to have 3 to 6 months of fixed business expenses set aside in your business to prepare for times where business might be slower or an unexpected business event is going to happen. I've seen too many business owners crippled by their inability to save money and put aside money in a war chest. And then when something unexpected happens, and when you run a business, you know that's going to happen, they're not prepared, and it inhibits their ability to create value in a powerful way for the people that they serve. So strategically allocating your profit is so important, and be intentional about that right up front. When we're not intentional about it, what happens to our money? We find a way to spend it. So not only putting money into a war chest, but once you get the war chest built up, then create another account that's just for business expansion. What are the business expansion opportunities that are on the horizon? And you know what really helps doing this? Understanding your mission, vision, and values. When you understand your vision of where you're going, you know how much money you're going to need to get you there. When you understand your mission, you understand how money plays a role into creating value for the people that you serve. So understanding these things and creating space to work on them allows you to be very intentional about the finances of your business and how those finances serve you long term and allow you to create value with certainty, knowing that you've got your financial future handled. Okay, so those are a few quick tips to help you be more intentional with your finances. And I'm telling you, building the team, creating time and space to work on the finances, understanding your finances will make you a powerful business owner who will be able to move forward with certainty on the types of products and services that you deliver, how you do pricing, all those kinds of things. And I'm telling you, when you work with a good tax planner, they'll help you avoid some of the pitfalls that I see a lot of my clients fall into. And one of the things that I see a ton is people being encouraged to spend money so that they can save tax. But look, if your tax preparer tells you to spend $100,000 so you can save $20,000 in tax, that doesn't make any sense, right? I want to make sure that the people that I'm working with are thinking through that clearly, right? I don't want to spend $100,000 to save $20,000. It doesn't make any sense. Now, look, if you need that piece of equipment or you need whatever you're spending that money on, hey, that makes total sense. But I see a lot of times where people are encouraged to minimize their profit just for the sake of minimizing their tax. And look, if you're paying tax at a certain level, congratulations. That means you're successful, your business is growing, and you're making money. And look, what I want to do is pay as little taxes as I legally have to. But I also want to make sure that I'm just creating the right game plan for myself so that my finances are in order, so that my business can thrive. So I want to thank you guys for watching this and listening to this. Check out the action guide that comes along with this. Fill that out. And if you have any questions, go to newworkrevolution.com, hit us up there, and we'd be happy to help you with finding a team to assist you with this and getting your financial house in order on the business side of your finances. Thank you.